Now Tesla stock is at $1,000, guys, while the real investors that was there from very beginning, like for example myself, are very happy. There are some people that still, scratching their head, right? Because how could this newcomer and underdog perform so well? And today we are talking about the 3 things that you need to consider. First, it is the marketing and PR of the stock. Second, it's the growth of the company. And third, it's actually the short sellers, the people who are betting against the stock. So let's go. First, let me tell you guys, I'm super proud of you. You are liking and destroying the like button out there. You're subscribing, you're commenting, absolutely brilliant. I think the new record of likes is 1,305. Now, however, who is counting, right? I want you to break this record because boundaries are there to be broken. Let's dive directly into the first topic, which is the PR and marketing of the stock, not of the company, okay? Because there's a difference. Now, if you're thinking back a couple of months, there was always some news about Tesla. It was almost as ridiculous as it sounds. I'm talking about news, and I'm trying to keep the timeline a little bit, but think about the Cybertruck. This thing went viral. People were shocked. They were happy. They were making pre-orders and so on. Then there is Elon Musk Twitter. Now this is absolutely insane. He is tweeting like every single thing, like from taking Tesla private almost to posting some kind of other things that are just going viral. This is like the viral factory, guys, okay? So imagine that this is important at one point for a company to be known, because at the end of the day, think about that a company need to be known so investors can potentially invest into the company, right? So they see the company, they see, oh, they are doing well or they are achieving things. And, I heard about the company over a couple of years. They have this crazy founder and CEO, but they also, make this crazy good cars. And, both together, it's maybe a great opportunity. And, this is exactly what happened. This PR and marketing that happened for Tesla was absolutely insane. And it continues, right? That Elon Musk is nowhere near to stop anything. Doesn't matter if there is the SEC or other things that are hurdles to come over. He is keeping on promoting the stock, promoting the company, promoting Tesla, putting ridiculous goals out there. Doesn't matter if it's self-driving cars or very cheap batteries, right? It's always about showing something that eventually come true. I don't know anything that, it take a little bit longer sometimes for the team of and around Elon Musk, but in the end, all of the things are coming true. And this is actually a very important fact that is very remarkable at Elon Musk. Let me just get the book. This is the book that you need to read about Elon Musk, because this is describing how he is at work at Tesla, at SpaceX. He's very ambitious, and he sometimes even tell his employees or his colleagues to program something and give them a timeline which representing just putting the code into, the lines into the code without, obviously coding is like an exercise that need a lot of brain work, not only typing some lines. So, he is very ambitious, and I really think that this book should be in your book portfolio. There's the growth. Now, if a growth company is growing quite fast and can do this over the years, it's a pretty good sign that this company can be successful. Now, because there is a very, very simple concept. As more you produce, as cheaper gets the product, as more economics apply, as better gets the product, and so on and so forth. So it's like a chain reaction of very much positive things. And as you can see, the Tesla deliveries over the years was just constantly around 50%. So in 2019 we had 367,500 cars. Before that we have 245,200. Before that we had 103,000 cars. Before that 76,200. Before that 50,000 cars. So as you can see, we almost grow every year 50%, and this is absolutely an incredible achievement by the management, by the company, by the product. You know, there is so many tools and mechanics that need to go together, like the market have to be there. There need to be the product need to be nice because clients need to be there to buy the product. There need to be the infrastructure of the product, especially with electric cars, and there need to be the brand or the willingness of people to tell it to friends and so on. So you can see that this cult, so many people didn't saw in Tesla, and therefore those who saw it very early, they could really benefit from that. And therefore I believe this is one of the puzzle parts for Tesla to absolutely explode for the stock, which is interesting. And these things you can all apply on stocks to see where is the next Tesla. Well, you are lucky because you just joined a channel that is doing exactly that. We are looking for those 10 bangers. So make sure to subscribe, like, and let's go to the last one. And the last puzzle part for the exploding success of Tesla stock is actually the haters. Yes, you heard right. The haters, the people that thought that it's a fraud, they will never be successful, they cannot be successful against the competition by the big car makers already on the market, that they cannot beat the oil industry, that they cannot build their product successfully, that they will lose against the unsuccessful implementation of technology. You know, many reasons why you could decide to not invest into Tesla. Now, however, this is something that I need to explain to you. So there are short sellers. Short sellers are doing the following. They are looking into those companies that they don't believe in. So those big guys that betted against Tesla was, for example, Jim Chanos or David Einhorn or Mark Spiegel. Those are the known because they were quite, communicative about it on CNBC or on Twitter. And finally, they got beaten. I don't know if some of them just exited this, like for example, the short seller from Citron, which turned halfway through to be a bull of Tesla because he saw, this is a movement, guys. Have a look.
I've, for the past 3-4 years, hated Tesla. You looked at it, every car company goes out of business. When are they going to make money? When are people look at them as a car company? And only looked at the small, bumper sticker, meme-like thoughts on Tesla and not the deeper ones. And as a short seller, the most important thing you have to do is check your thesis all the time and see when things change. And when they started with Model 3 and the launch and the production and the numbers and how they were eating from the top and the bottom, and I realized it wasn't an EV revolution in this country. It was a Tesla revolution, that people want to own the Teslas.
And as you can see, this is the right step to do. You have to sometimes just go over your ego and admit that you was wrong in your investment and say, I was shorting this, I now go long because this is a story that is developing, guys. And this is very hard for them. But let's go into the mechanics of the short selling. So short sellers are actually borrowing the stock from some stockholders, and then they sell the shares directly on the market. So they are actually getting the money back in the hope that the stock will go down, let's say from 1,000 to 500, then they can get back the stock for half the price, they give it back, and then they keep half of the profit. Now, this is the optimum well, in Tesla, they just have to buy back the stock on a very higher level. And as longer their wait and as higher the stock goes higher, the more they can lose. And as you can see, the losing can be unlimited because the stock can go even to 10,000, right? So this is very, very dangerous, and therefore they sometimes, if they see that something doesn't work out, just cup it. I think Mark Spiegel did it once. Jim Chanos mentioned it in an interview that 5% or 10% is their margin, where they say, now we lost enough and we are going out of this trade. However, I don't know what are the current positions, but Tesla was one of the most short sold stocks on the market. And you have to understand, as more short sellers there on the market for the stock, as more potential future buyers are there as well. So at one point, the short sellers will buy back the stock, and then the stock goes even higher and explode eventually, and this you call then a short squeeze.